Are you thinking about leaving California and Phoenix, Arizona is one of the destinations that you're thinking about moving to? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to cover in today's video. We're talking about leaving California and moving to Arizona. Let's go talk about it. Hey, welcome back to our channel. I'm Brayden, a Phoenix, Arizona real estate agent. And on this channel, we cover all things living in Phoenix and the Northwest Valley, moving here, real estate tips and education. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and follow along. That way, every time we release new videos, you get notified. You can stay up to date with our content and stay up to date on the real estate market and all of the things you need to know about living, playing, working, moving to the Phoenix Northwest Valley. All right, so if you're thinking about leaving California, you're not alone. We've obviously seen a huge migration from California to tons of other areas across the US. And one of those areas, one of the top areas being Phoenix and the surrounding suburbs. And so I figured with so many people moving from California, leaving California, moving to Phoenix, Arizona, it would be a great idea to cover some things that you should know about and some of the differences between living in California and living in the Phoenix metro area. So let's get to it. I want to preface this video with saying that I've never lived in California. I've visited. I love going to the beach. I love Southern California, but I haven't lived there. So this is all going off of my conversations with some of my clients, agents that I work with that refer their clients that are leaving California and moving to our area in Phoenix, and just different people that I've talked to about what it's like to live in California, why they left, and why they're moving here or did move here to the Phoenix metro area. One of the biggest things that I hear from people who are leaving California or have left in the recent years is that California once was this really beautiful, amazing state, but it has changed a lot. And a lot of that is political, a lot of that is prices, a lot of that is just how the city and the state is run, right? So there's a lot of different factors going on there. And what I can say is that a lot of people are moving to states that remind them of what California used to be when they were growing up there in the 80s or the 90s, and feel like California is just not the home state that they grew up with, that they, love, and it just feels like that is a distant, far away time. And what I can tell you is that I would probably never move to California based on those things that I see and hear from other people, obviously some things in the media. But I think you should know that a lot of people are bringing those same policies and ideas to these states that they're moving from. And so if you really are trying to get away from some of those things, I would just say that you may not get away from it completely, but it's probably not nearly to the extent that it is currently in California with the policies that are in place and how the trends have been going the last few years. So just know that people are moving from California because they don't like the policies that have created that change, but then they are bringing it to their new city and states and voting that way. Very similarly, we were seeing voting patterns change in a lot of these places. We've definitely seen voting patterns change the last couple of years. People have told me that they thought that Arizona and Phoenix was going to be a very red state. And I would say that right now, to me, I don't think that's the case anymore. I don't think the data really shows that. I think we lean towards maybe moving to a swing state. We've seen a lot of changes with that recently. And so a big part of that, I think, is the population of people moving from blue states that are coming in. And so while yes, we were once a very, very red state, there still is a lot of that here, but I would say a lot of people are coming here and it's not just, black or white anymore. There's a lot of middle ground and, a good amount of both blue and red when it comes to voting patterns and voting identity and, policies and politics in the Phoenix and Arizona area. All right, let's talk property taxes and home values. This is another huge reason I see people moving from California to Arizona. And obviously I see this a lot because people are coming to me saying, hey, we're coming from California and we want to buy a house in the Phoenix area. Please help us. We would love to work with you. And that is what I love to do. And so I see and hear a lot of the stories and the conversations about wow, this would be 2 to 3 times as much as it was in California. And that is very, very true. So I hear a strong narrative of home prices in California have become outrageous. Property taxes are outrageous. And so I did a little bit of shopping. I did a little bit of a comparison, and we have seen a huge growth in real estate prices and appreciation over the last few years, especially 2021 and now the beginning of 2022 in both areas. I mean, it's pretty much across the entire nation, right? And so I do want to just let you know that what you are expecting when you come to Arizona may be slightly different in terms of home prices and taxes than what you are seeing or what you're expecting, okay? Because we are also seeing huge growth. We are seeing not just people from California moving here, but we are seeing people from Oregon and Seattle, Washington, and Chicago, some colder states. We're seeing a lot of people move here from colder states and coming to retire, as well as people that we would say, again, going back to the political aspect, people moving here to get away from the policies and the politics of their current home city, moving here. And so we're seeing huge demand in that area. I actually have a whole video on the housing market in Phoenix that you could watch to kind of get my take on what we're seeing in regards to the demand that's also increasing prices. But I want you to be prepared, because I have a lot of people that are coming here thinking they're going to get a 3 to 4 bedroom home for $250,000, and that's just super unrealistic. Our median home prices at the end of 2021 were $440,000. I think we're swinging up towards, probably $475 right now. We're in March of 2022, and so I just want you to be prepared. But let's talk about home prices in Arizona versus California, and then property taxes as well. I did a little bit of digging, and I looked up a property in San Diego, and I just wanted to compare. I don't see everyday real estate prices. I don't see everyday taxes in San Diego like I do here in the Phoenix Northwest Valley. So I wanted to compare for you so you can get a sense, and I'll just put in a little bit of what I thought based on when I did this quick comparison, so you can kind of see if this sounds right to you. And maybe it's not right. Maybe I need to do more digging on taxes and fees associated with real estate in California, but I was a little bit surprised. So I looked up a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home in San Diego that was 1,850 square feet. So it was listed at $985,000, which is a lot for a 4-bedroom home. In my opinion, it was not super large, but obviously location, right? So San Diego, beautiful, really close to the beach, a lot of amenities, right? And so that was one of the biggest things, was that price was huge. And similarly, in Peoria, Arizona, I looked up a very similar size bathroom count. So this was a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home in North Peoria that was listed at $485,000. It was a little bit smaller, about 50 square feet less, but very similar homes. So you've got San Diego, you've got Peoria, and the price was almost doubled going between these two houses for pretty much the same. Obviously, Peoria, Arizona does not have a beach, but a lot of amenities. The zip code it was in is our 85383 zip code, higher end luxury zip code. Okay, so I was looking at the taxes after I looked at the prices, thinking, okay, well, obviously that's a huge drastic difference in prices, similar condition and everything. Let's look at the tax rates. So the tax rate in San Diego is 0.73%, and the property tax rate in Peoria, Arizona is 0.68%. So how the math came out on your monthly payment for taxes is the San Diego property was $600 a month, and the Peoria, Arizona property was $385 a month. So it wasn't necessarily that the tax rates are that much different. I mean, we're talking about 0.05%, but the home prices were so much higher in California and San Diego that obviously that increases your monthly payment for your taxes quite significantly, because you're looking at very similar tax rates, but the price of real estate is drastically different. So I think that's a big thing, is that it's not necessarily that the taxes are so much higher per se, because percentage-wise they're not. It's just that the dollar amount that you're comparing is way different. Another thing that I hear from people that are leaving California and moving states is that they just want more space. California is a highly desirable location, and so a lot of houses were put very, very close together. And it's a major, it's a major area in a lot of different areas, from Southern California to Northern California. There are a lot of major cities and highly desirable locations and places for, work and jobs that is just the hub for, a major area. And so a lot of people are moving out of California wanting more space, less traffic, and just more community as well. So on the community front, I've talked about this a little bit before, is that I don't think Arizona is that different from California in that you're going to get a super friendly city. Like, we are not the South. I don't think you're going to get people just randomly talking to you and saying hi all the time and just being overly gracious and nice and like outgoing to start up a conversation with you if you're out and about, even with your neighbors. I mean, I've heard of people that have lived in their homes for 20 years and never met a neighbor. A lot of the times people drive into their garage, close their garage door, go inside. It's hot most of the year. They don't want to be outside. They just want to get home, hang out with their family, chill. So I don't think you're going to find a lot of that. Now, you will find, I think, more land and outdoor space if you move to certain parts of the Phoenix metro area. Definitely not in the city itself. I think you have to go to surrounding suburbs. You can find a lot of the, acreages and places with more land or more, ranch style homes with bigger lots out in both the West Valley and the Southeast Valley, a little bit in North Scottsdale if you want horse property. But you do have to be really aware when you're moving to Arizona from California that you could very likely find the same exact problem depending on your price point and your budget and the part of the city that you're looking in, because Arizona and Phoenix very much is expanding rapidly. And so when all these homes are being built, you have like the heart of Phoenix and then everything is being built around it. But the homes that are being built around it do not have a lot of space. They don't have big backyards. They don't have large lots. They are very tight, very much like postage stamp style backyards and homes where you're just getting them right on top of each other. You can see into your neighbor's bathroom or room or backyard depending on, what window and door is where. And so you do have to be very aware of that, because if you don't want that, you probably need to stay away from newer construction. If you want to be in a neighborhood, and you really need to just look at the neighborhoods and let your agent know up front what you're looking for. Because if you want land and you want a little bit more privacy or a larger lot, you need to be looking for something very specific rather than just any neighborhood and any home. Climate and weather change is going to be something that should be a big consideration if you're leaving California, especially if you're moving to Arizona or even other cities and states where there's snow or a drastically different climate. Now, Arizona, most of parts of Arizona that people are moving to from California don't get a lot of snow. I mean, Prescott and northern Arizona get more snow, but it's not, it's not something that I think is completely drastic depending on the year. But some years, in Flagstaff, we do get quite a bit of snow, and there's skiing up there, there's snowball. So depending on where you're moving in Arizona, I think you should be prepared for that. But I also want to go to the other extreme, which is our summers, because that is a very real problem. And a lot of people that move here are not prepared. It's one thing to go from, snow to heat and be like, okay, well, you know what, at least I am not shoveling snow and doing all of that in the wintertime. But then the summertime comes and you feel like you are burning alive. It's super hot. You have to run your AC constantly. And if you are a very active person, a lot of our clients come from Southern California. They're active year round, and then they try to do that in the summers here in AZ. And that is really, really dangerous actually, because The dry heat is just so extreme. I mean, 120 degrees is a lot of what our summer days consist of. It's dry. There's no, cool breeze coming from the ocean. There's no rain coming most of those months. And so I just want you to be prepared that it could take a couple of years for you to kind of acclimate to the Phoenix weather and the Arizona weather patterns if you're coming from California, especially Southern California, because you guys have really beautiful weather there. And that's obviously a big reason why people want to live there and why people love living there, especially if you are active, like I said. So you may have to adjust some of your activities. You may have to wake up super, super early if you want to go hiking. But again, even sometimes at 5 a.m., it could be getting in the upper 90s, So just be really careful and just be aware that you may have to make some lifestyle switches and changes if you're moving here for other reasons, because the weather is not going to be something that you're probably just going to be totally okay with. It's going to take some time to change. And I think that's with anything. If you're moving from California to Nashville, which is one of the other really popular destinations, but they have the other extreme where it snows and gets really cold in Nashville. Just like that, you're going to have to acclimate to their snow and their weather. So I just always want to bring that up because it's really hard to try to describe to somebody who's never been through it. It's like somebody trying to describe to me having to put 3 layers on in the winter. I don't know what that's like. I can't imagine it. I don't want to. I hope I never have to move to the snow for any reason, but you should be aware of our extreme weather and just making sure that you are prepared to kind of change your lifestyle, your activities, maybe, be extra hydrated in the summer times and, what you're going to have to do, and driving with your oven mitts on if you have your car outside for any period of time, just so you don't burn your hands, things like that. Okay, this last one is just for fun, really, but, Arizona is actually a relatively new state. We're, a little over 100 years old, and that is pretty new. And so with that, a lot of people have said to me that our food scene and our food is a little bit interesting in Phoenix. We seem to be a little bit late to some of the trends or, some of the things that people from other major cities that may move here are looking for. And I think it's developing. I think we're seeing a lot of really cool, trendy restaurants and different types of food and food culture come into Phoenix and the surrounding cities. But I think it's taking us some time and we're a little bit slower. But I have heard that, people expect our Mexican food to be really good when they come here. And then they come here and they're really shocked that they don't like it. And I have to say, if you're coming from California, you have like Baja Mexican food, which is very coastal and a lot different. It's like very fresh, where we have Sonoran Mexican food. And it's a completely different style. And I know this is really just for fun, because I think you can find whatever kind of food you're looking for. And if you don't, if we don't have it, maybe you bring it, maybe you start a restaurant up here, whatever it may be. But some people are surprised at our food and feeling like the food culture is a little bit lagging or not as up to date as other cities and states. And especially California, you have a lot of really cool and fresh, food options and restaurants and, juice places and coffee shops, things like that. So just be prepared that, with Arizona being a newer state, I feel like our culture is still really developing and we have some work to do in some of those areas. But I think that you can look and find great options. It may just take you a little bit of time to adjust as, all of these places and, cute little shops and restaurants open up and bring new options and flavors to the Phoenix metro area. So if you are thinking about moving to the Phoenix metro area, you might want to watch this video. I'll link it right here. This is going to be another great option for you to talk about what it's like living in Phoenix and what you can expect if you're going to be moving here or relocating here. And you know what? We are here always for you. If you have any questions or you want to talk about moving here or talk about maybe different options that might be a good fit for you, let us know. You can reach out. I've got our contact information down below. And you know what? We have a buyer's guide we can send you. So if you reach out to us, we'll probably just send that your way as well and let you know, hey, here's some information about the Phoenix real estate market and buying a home here, some things that will help you prepare, because we know a lot of times you're looking at relocating and it's going to take some time. to get prepared and do all of your research, find out where you want to move and make arrangements too. I mean, if you're moving states, that's a big deal. That takes a lot more work than just moving, from city to the next door city, right? So let us know. You can text us, you can email us, you can call us. We are here for you. We'll get back to you and answer your questions, have discussions with you. And, if it's not something that you're going to do now, if it's in, 3 months or 3 years, totally fine. But we're here for you. Just reach out and we'd be happy to help in any way we can.